Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to my peeps wherever you are in the world. This is your boy X-Man 1991 signing on. It's September. Love all the Heavens Monsters podcast members. Wow, this month has been big for anniversaries, especially the ones that are reaching a milestone. Well, this is a day where we have more albums that's reaching a milestone. So the only one that I'm going to do a rant on is this album. September 19, 2000, Cam released his second album, S.D.E, Sports, Drugs, and Entertainment, under Epic Records. The album was originally going to be titled the Rough, Rough, Rough album, but he decided to change it to Sports, Drugs, and Entertainment. And it was originally supposed to be released in 1999, but it was pushed back a year later. It hit number 14 on the Billboard 200 and number 2 on the top R&B/hip hop albums chart. With the 3 singles, Let Me Know, My Hood, and What Means the World to You. With guest appearances from Prodigy, ODB, Jim Jones, Freaky Zeke, Joel Santana, Dutch and Spade, Destiny's Child, and Nori. If I'm not mistaken, Cam was 34. He was my age when he released this album. Oh no, he was 24 when he released this album. Excuse me, he was 24. Now, 25 years later, he's 49. He's damn near almost 50. I feel like this is the one Cam album that doesn't get mentioned that much. It gets overlooked. People don't really talk about his album that much. They talk about his other albums like Purple Haze, Kill a Season, Come Home With Me, and Confessions of Fire. But this album by Cam is my favorite. Out of all his albums, Sports, Drugs, and Entertainment is my favorite. Because I feel like it gets overlooked. It don't get talked about a lot. And it's one of the only Cam albums that did not get certified gold or platinum. You know what I'm saying? So this album needs to get talked about a lot. It's my favorite. Out of all his albums, this right here is my shit. And speaking of Cam, I need to talk about this so y'all won't be requesting me to talk about it. This past Tuesday on my dad's birthday edition of It Is What It Is, in case you that have been living under a rock, It Is What It Is a sporting show or a sports podcast. It's pretty much mixed with sports commentary and barbershop talk. The podcast has been going on for 2 years and it's already in the 7th season. The podcast It Is What It Is, or sports show, is hosted by Cam and Mace, along with Treasure Stat Baby Wilson. Well, this past Tuesday, they had boxer Adrian Bronner on the show. And the reason why he got kicked out is because he kept flirting with Stat. Cam gave him 2 warnings, 2 strikes to chill out and relax. Okay, we all know Stat is fine as hell, but come on, bro. And her boyfriend was there too. But when Adrian Bronner tried to flirt with Stat the 3rd time, Cam gave him this look. Like, really, nigga? And he said, alright, AB, I'm sorry, but you have to go. And he did pay him for being on the show, for being a guest on the show. But you know Adrian Bronner was drunk as hell before they even started filming. He was drunk as hell. We all know Adrian Bronner had drinking problems. But Cam didn't have to go this far to look throughout the window and call him a fucking junkie. I feel like you could have said that to him to his face, but Cam decided to keep it professional. Killer gets the 3 claps from me because he kept it professional. Of course, he was protecting Stat. He gave Papa Stat his word and said that he would protect Stat at all costs. That's what him and Mace had been doing. And I'm glad Mace did not get himself involved with this, because if he did, who knows? Luckily, Stat's boyfriend didn't whoop Adrian Bronner's ass. I'm not going to say Stat's boyfriend's name. I know what his name is, but I'm going to keep it to myself. I'm pretty sure you all know who Stat's boyfriend is, but I'm not going to say his name. If Papa Stat was there, then it would have been a bigger problem. It feels like 106 in Park all over again when Webby was doing the same shit to Roxy. And can you blame Terrence from banning Webby for being on 106 in Park for what he did to Roxy off camera? Well, 106 in Park is pretty much over, so we can move on from that. But that's what this feels like. But Adrian Bronner should have known better than to try to flirt with Stat. Okay, we get it, she's fine as hell, but come on, bro. Especially when her boyfriend was there. He wasn't inside the studio, but he was actually there. Everybody's been talking about this all week since that happened. It is what it is. It is my #1 podcast now. This is my top 5 podcasts now. My number 5 is Rikishi's podcast, Rikishi Fatu Off the Top. My number 4 is Marking It Out with MVP and Dwayne Swayze. My number 3 podcast, The Joe and Jada Show. My number 2, The Monday Morning Mindset Shift with Jamie Filer. And my number 1, It Is What It Is. So I just hope that AB get his shit together. You know, we're all praying for him. Hopefully he gets himself cleaned up, and hopefully he doesn't get banned from being on the show. Just like Webby got banned from 106 in Park after what he did to Roxy. But yeah, AB, get your shit together, bro. If you knew you was drunk, you should have never been on the show in the first place. And no disrespect to Cam, Mason, Stat. You know, I support them in this show. I definitely support Cam and Mace, especially throughout their music career since the 90s. But you guys can't be having guest appearance be on the show all drunk and shit. That's going to have y'all lose viewers. This is the second time that y'all had a nigga on the show drunk. First Pac-Man Jones, and now Adrian Bronner. Who next? And also, why did you add Pac-Man Jones to be a sports analyst on the show? I mean, you already have Mo. Shout out to Mo, Maurice Claret. Shout out to Abria, Trista, and of course, the playmaker, 3-time Dallas Cowboys Super Bowl champion, Mike Irvin. You already got them. Those 4 additions to be on the show. You don't need a 5th one. So I think Pac-Man Jones has got to go. Watching him on the show is a little embarrassing for me. So they need to get Pac-Man Jones the fuck out of that show. Especially the nigga was embarrassing me while watching today's episode. But let's pray for AB. Hopefully he gets it together and never appear on a podcast drunk again. But I want to congratulate Cam on 25 years of this album, which is my favorite of his. I never had a Cam album before until this year. I bought this along with that Wu Massacre album by Method Man, Raekwon, and Ghostface. I bought those albums earlier this year because they were both reaching milestones. The Wu Massacre album is now 15, and now this album is 25. And next week we got 2 more albums turning 25 this month. Shine's debut self-titled album and Bow Wow's Beware of Dog. And next Friday is the 30th anniversary of Mariah Carey's Daydream album and Das Effect's Hold It Down. But yeah, that wraps up my rant celebrating 25 years of Cam's album, Sports, Drugs, and Entertainment, and what went down on my dad's birthday edition of It Is What It Is this past Tuesday. So what are your thoughts about Cam handling the situation about Adrian Bronner flirting with Stat on this past Tuesday's It Is What It Is? If you're new, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell for my next anniversary rant. Like this shit. Comment if you want to. What do you got to lose? So I'm going to go ahead and sign off here. This is X-Man 1991. Signing off. You guys take it easy out there. Y'all be safe. Holla at your boy. Tomorrow's rant, I'm going to see if I can try to do my review of Mario Kart Double Dash. If not, then I'll do a recap of the next Texas Longhorns game. Until then, happy 25th anniversary to Cam's second album, Sports, Drugs, and Entertainment. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. No more talk.